Hello, hello, and welcome to Minecraft video number, I don't remember what number it is, but this time will be different! But anyway, so yeah, usually when I show you guys a video, it's like, here's something we built, and it's done. But this time around, we are going to do something that isn't built yet. So here we have, if we might as well jump right in. Ooh, we're trying to get killed. One moment. Ooh. Die, die! Okay, there we go. Now that that's taken care of. We got these two old train stations here. One to send you out that way, and one to send you back where I came from. And that's just no good. We don't want two stations. So we're going to be tearing these down and building all new stations with boosters and craziness. And I'm going to do it all in one take here, hopefully. Or if not in all one take. All explained at least. So step one to any project that requires you to destroy stuff is destroying stuff, which you can see I am already beginning. Now a fast way to remove rails would be to use a bucket of water, but that can cause your rails to get destroyed, and I like iron and don't want to use more of it than I have to. So I'm going to tear this down the slow way. Although another trick you might have just caught onto there is if you dig out the ground under the rails, they pop out. And that can actually be faster if you're doing a large number of rails that need destroyed. Like here, we can just go... As you can see, I'm very quickly and effectively removing rails. And a lot of these rails are going to go back down once we're done. I don't know if I have enough dirt to fill this all back in right now. I mean, I should have all the dirt I dug up, but I might need extra dirt. Well, I got wood. I'll be alright. So hopefully we don't get shot here. Gotta stab another skeleton in the face. Alright, so we're going to use this platform that was already here. Now this platform isn't quite set up right yet. What you need is you need 2 blocks, a gold booster. In fact, I'll tear this out and build it all fresh. Just so you guys can get a real good look at what I'm doing here. Alright, so we have our slab here, and you can use a natural thing, but this was already here, so I'm going to use it. Need a backstop. And this is going to be our launching platform. I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Get some steps. There we go. Some steps. Head back outside. Slap my steps on my building, sort of, even though it's not a building yet. Alright, so here's what we need. We're going to take our levers, and there's going to be a lever for the booster, right there, and a lever to choose your destination, which preferably will be sideways once it feels like cooperating. It can take a few tries. There we go, sideways. Take that torch down. We're going to put a sign there. Alright, so we're going to build a 6-3 booster, as I like to call it. And our boosting thing is going to start here. So here's what we do. See, there's 6 because it's 6 flat, and then 3 up. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now we know we're going to launch from up on this platform, so we can put 1 up there. Alright, and then we need a parallel track, but it's not time to build that yet. Now, for the 3. Here we go. So what I'm doing here is I'm building a hill for our train to get boosted up. You can boost on a flat surface, but it's I don't think it's quite as effective. So those are hills. We got our 6 flat, 1. There's our 3 up. Now this requires a parallel track for the booster to work. So we need to build one right next to it up to about here, and it doesn't need to go up any further. But this side's going to continue forward. So once again, slap that down there. now we can start building our parallel track. Now, one thing you'll notice is this thing is going past here, and that's because we don't want the rails to connect together. But here we go for our parallel track for the booster. And you come back up top, tear the top block off, and make sure that your train will stop on this second track. And then, if you have extra minecarts and want to free up some room, it's time for a minecart. So that's our booster. And when the cart comes down next to the cart, it'll get stuck together and launched up the hill and away. So now we got to start building our switch. And we want to make sure we have 2 spaces under here. So 1, 2, and then our switch can go here. So we can make the end of this a little cross. Alright. Now, if you haven't guessed, up here, this is going to be our little intersection, so make a T shape. And I'm going to put a redstone torch down here to force it into being a turn. Get rid of this torch now. Now, you might have noticed on there, you can see it switching. We're going to use redstone signal to make it do that, so you don't have to carry torches around. Alright, so now we got to come back down the ground level. Build ourselves some more ramps. There's a ramp. Hopefully this isn't too close to the Doom Fortress thing, but if it is, we can compromise. And as you see, we're not going to need this track over here, so we're going to tear him out too. Alright, so now we've got our ramps heading down, and you'll notice I'm not going to go quite to the bottom yet, although this guy, I'm going to build a little platform for this one. Alright, and so now we're going to install our rails. So the train's going to get boosted up this hill, head through the turn, and then down. Alright, and we have the redstone. Well, I like to play legitimately, so don't feel too bad about this, because I will throw out others later to compensate. Whoops. I'm going to give myself a stack of redstone here, since I forgot my redstone, and I'll just dump some in a bucket of lava later. So here we go. Here's our redstone wire. Now our redstone is going to carry the signal back from our station to the switch itself. So it's going to come down these steps here, and it's going to go underneath the actual station. So go down. I'm just going to start digging a hole underneath of our wood. And as soon as we run out of wood, we're going to know. So there it is. We've broken through to make the turn. Alright. I'm going to put our block of dirt back in there. And restore our track. And the grass will grow back later. And it's getting dark out, so I'm going to go jump in bed real quick. I got a friend of mine on the server, so hopefully he'll help us out and get in bed really quickly. Help us out here. Alright, there we go. Alright, daytime. Alright, let's see here. Now we need our gold booster. We put that in at this point in time. And start laying down our redstone track. Oop. Like that. Okay, so my minecart just merged into the wall. Let's see if we can fix that really quick. There we go. Alright. Inventory traffic jam. Let me use this meat. going to build a little bit more onto this here. So when this comes out, we're going to come through an inverter. And we're going to need 2 inverters. And the second one I'm going to hide underground. So what an inverter is it boosts your signal so that your signal can make it all the way. Because redstone actually has a limit of only so many blocks it can go past before you need to work on signal boost. Actually, we're going to come out, do it this way. And so what happens when a redstone reaches an inverter is the signal is changed from on to off. So it's flipped, but then also on top of that, it is switched to where the signal well, it's not switched, it's boosted so that the signal can make it all the way past 15 blocks and continue to its destination. So you can see here, signal is off, it gets to the torch, it switches to on. And then down here, I'm going to slip in my second inverter. I don't know if you have to use a wooden block for it, but I'm going to use a wooden block just in case. So there we go. Slap down a wooden block. I want to leave my logs. There we go. My redstone back on my bar. Redstone, block, redstone, torch, redstone, 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 getting up there. I'm just going to dig out one of these so I can escape. Come up top. So there we see the redstone all the way completed. It's currently off. You can see the switch is facing left, and the turn in the track is also facing the same way. So it comes in and goes the way that the switch is currently facing. Alright, so if I switch this, you can see it's on, it's off, and by the time it comes out the other side, it's on again, and we're going the other direction. And we got a skeleton, but we can ignore him. So if I can finish my track circuit, ooh, hiccup. Here, there we go. You can see when I flip this, my track shouldn't switch anymore down here. So the signal's carrying past it. So it's safe to put our cart back down. And then, whoops. Just realized I put this in the wrong spot too. Right, let's see if this works. Oh, it still works there. Cool. And then we'll move this one over. We can get another inventory spot freed up by throwing down our cart for traveling. And then we're going to seal this up a little bit so no one steps in the mine, in the trail. Although we can cover it completely, but we're not going to. It doesn't really have to be that covered. And we'll fill this in underneath it here. Alright, so now we've got a departure set up where minecarts will be able to be directed either left or right on the track to 2 different destinations using only 1 booster and a redstone trail hooked up to our turn. So now we want to be able to have incoming carts also directed in a specific way or manner so that they all arrive at the same place. So here's how we're going to do that. This is a little bit simpler. It doesn't even require much redstone. So here we go with our track. Coming on up here. This is 1.5, so the turns don't always work right. When we approach our ramp down, remember earlier when I said I didn't finish them? You want to turn off, oh, that's the wrong way, to the side right before the end. And the reason for that is minecarts will follow the most logical path. So coming up the hill, obviously the path makes a turn and continues on. Coming down the hill, the track ends, but the logical conclusion of that is to jump to the next track and continue in the direction of momentum. So that means incoming tracks go one way, outcoming carts go the other way, and everyone gets to where they're trying to go. So if we build this on over here, we can take it all the way back right next to the stop. So when you come in, you arrive here. Now for our other direction, we're going to do very much the same thing. Here's our old track here. And we can, actually, we'll use that old track, but make it further away. So we're just going to come straight on through. is going to be a little funky because we got some close quarters here. But, let's see. Well, I'll fix the building later. But so that I don't have to drag this video on forever, I'm going to tear out part of my building to make this work for the moment, and I'll just fix it up later. Alright, so here we go with our bend. Just trying to think. You know what? I got an even better idea. Why go around a building when you can go over it? Yeah, there we are. So we're gonna make a fancy little U-turn here. Now U-turns don't work for coal carts, but they work just fine with powered launchers. So we can make a U-turn here. It should be quite successful. If I can place my blocks properly, that is. There we go. Now at the end here, you'll see that we don't have this quite lined up, but we can fix this with a redstone torch. We just stick it down. Oh, it should work. There we go. Just stick it down. You can see how it made that bend, and it bends our track for us. So now incoming carts will go over the building. Tear this up here and get the track working. Over the building and around, and then merge into our other track, whereas in outgoing ones will hit this U-turn and then go backwards over the building to their destination. And we'll just tear out this extra track and we should be done, and we can start testing. See if my sword is any faster. I think it is. Yeah, there we go. Close the door here. Alright, so finishing touches here. We're going to stick a sign up so people know where they're going. Alright, so we'll put this right here. If you want to go this way, let's see, long boat. And the other one takes us back to the rock quarry. Alright, put some torches up so that we're not lost in the dark at night. We're going to cover this hole as well. Take another wooden block here. Cover that up. Alright, we're ready to test. So let's head out to our longboat and see what happens. So it's currently set to longboat. I'm going to jump on in, flip the switch. We should go up, to the left, and away. And actually it doesn't take us to the longboat. I forgot there's another stop before then, but it's alright, because I can fix the sign some other time or place, whatever. Alright, so we're out here at the back of the Doom Fortress. Got chunks that don't want to load. Alright, here's a very similar launcher. Make sure we're going back to the Doom Fortress. The front gate anyway. Flip the switch, and away we go. Back through the tunnel, and now we'll see if our receiving station works. Do 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 do. Yeah, I wish Minecraft would put some music on for me, so I didn't have to improvise. But there we go, right through our junction, right back to where we belong. All that remains is testing the other direction. So we get a mining cart, flip it back, hit the button. Well, we could have used a button, but we used the lever. I like the levers because you know what's going on with the lever. When you got a button, it sometimes resets itself, and it doesn't really look right up there on the wall. It's kind of just hovering on the wall, and you're not really sure how power is getting through. But that's a philosophical debate for another time. So here we are, back at our main train station, which has its very own video. And to finish our test, we're going to head right back upstairs, head right back over to the Doom Fortress, and see if everything is in working order for the second receiving station. And that we also have enough power, because that's another thing, is these boosters are only going to take you so far. And I find that anything under 6 spaces doesn't quite get you where you want to go, unless you're not going very far. And sometimes you have to have inline boosters, which is a whole subject for another time. But for now, let's see if this one gets us over the building, around the bend, and into the receiving station. So there we go. A complete minecart booster, switch, and receiving station all in one. Alright, until next time, signing off.